chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls out there. You have to admit that when you're with these narcissists involved in your life or acquainted with toxic individuals and things of that nature, you wasn't at the best version of yourself, you see. And this is what they lose out on. This is part of their karma. They actually lose out on you becoming the best version of yourself. You see, this experience with a narcissist in your life is the key to the ignition that propels you forward in life. And many of you are going to go into what I call the lone wolf empath kind of style. All right. And you're going to start to develop a relationship with yourself and know yourself so much more. You're going to view old relationships that you used to have, or even relationships that are still on the periphery. You're going to view them as, it's like barter, you know. It's what one can do for each other. There's no reciprocity, like real connection. And reciprocity is about mutual gain and stuff, but I mean, it's not done in a healthy way. And you realize this more and more, and this is why you're often opt for the solitary route of being a lone wolf empath. And what I think is this is the best strategy to go on after narcissistic abuse, because you level up in so many ways within inside yourself that you generally outgrow a lot of people by you knowing yourself, by you being in touch with yourself. A lot of people are so disconnected from who they truly are, and they're involved in these toxic relationships, narcissistic relationships, and they're very distracted, you see. And that's why I encourage you, all of you, that you have to triumph through the feelings of loneliness and the feelings of maybe it's too much that I'm asking of you. I just personally believe that when you choose this route, it doesn't necessarily need to be for a lifetime, you know, but the only people that you let in your life are real ones, okay? And that's if you align with your pack. And it's a rare occurrence that you do align with your pack or find true people. You may drift in and out, find toxic people and things like that. You can align. It's not impossible to align with real people, authentic people. But now you have a meticulous vetting process, and you get so much done being by yourself, and you get so much fulfillment out of life by being by yourself that it's really a superpower. And the only thing that may annoy you is how others deem you. Okay, others may deem you as a threat. Others may deem you as mysterious. Others may deem you as you'll come across in another way. Okay, because you're not dependent upon no one. Even when you are in touch with old friends, say you have a conversation or you see them in the street, you're doing your own thing. You're laying your own path. You're creating your own lane. You're crafting your own lane. And I know many of you might be in the place of hurt now and stuff, but this is what's ahead of you. And I don't want you to view the whole perception within the chosen one empath and genuine soul transforms. Okay, your perception of what you think being single or what you think being alone changes drastically. When you're involved with a narcissist in your life, you view, you know, solitude, being alone, as something you can't really fathom. And this is because you've actually been, you know, not all the times, because there may be some of you that knew about this, right? But a lot of the times you had a lot of distractions in your life, so be it work, so be it colleagues, so be it school life. You had a lot of distractions and a lot of people in your face. And I think that when you choose the lone wolf strategy, this is for the first time in your entire life that you haven't had no distractions. And there was someone I was speaking to quite a little while ago now, but in the session, and he's cut off many people from his old circles because he began to notice this exact pattern. Okay, and you don't have to go about this in like cutting people off or pulling away from people. You don't have to go about this in some, manic way, like, causing an argument and stuff. You can just phase people out naturally and drift off from people, right? You'll realize more and more that a lot of people serve as a distraction in your life and actually bring no fulfillment, no clarity, no benefit. And it's a hard truth to realize, but that's a majority of these so-called relationships. That's what they consist of. So this journey that you go on, you understand yourself so much more. You know yourself so much more. You're becoming an enlightened version of yourself. So when you're amongst the masses, you're a much conscious, more awakened individual. And to be part of their agenda and their comprehension pains you. It actually causes you discomfort. Many of you might understand that from the workplace. Not that there's anything wrong with work. I've worked in construction for years and electrical. And I'm not saying I know everything in electrical. A lot of these people are very knowledgeable in their field. But I'm saying the comprehension of life and meaning and everything is not on their focus, right? It's not on their focus. And this is because they're distracted. It's not their fault. They may have families, big families, children, right? They're preoccupied. And that's why I'm saying that if you've been given a chance in your life to spend a period of your time alone, be alone, enjoy it, okay? It's actually a gift. And I want to transform the kind of stigma that's attached to solitude and being alone and being single and doing that, because it's actually a lifestyle choice. It means that you're not settling for just anyone, okay? It means that you've seen through the red flags of the people that have been in your life, okay? It means that you're waking up more and more, so you're a harder ask to please, okay? You're not just gonna fall into these meaningless relationships for the sake of it, okay? You're not gonna do that. And that's the best way forward, especially when you've come out of narcissistic abuse, when you've given your whole heart to someone, when you've like declared your love for someone in a romantic sense or even in a friendship sense, when you've been there for someone, supported someone, helped them, family, whoever, right? You've been there for someone, you've given them your whole heart, and then they've turned around and they've bitten you, right? It's not that you're just going into this solitude thing, licking your wounds and like feeling sorry for yourself. You're actually going into this and transforming and saying, no, I'm not going to be that version that just like, you'll still help people and you're still, a good person and stuff, but it's like you're not going to give your all to people that are not deserving. And that's why you start to become more vigilant in who you give your time to. And you can see that people have motives, and you start to wake up, and it takes a little time for this all to sink in, especially when emotions are high, especially when you're angry, sad, distraught. Like you gotta let this settle in, ease into this, okay? I don't want you to feel daunted or think, oh, like, I used to encourage people in sessions, try to take a year out, and the reason I used to say that, you might say, Dan, I've already been out a year, like that's nothing. I get you. The reason why I say that is to get people into the habit of seeing what transforms in a year. And I guarantee you it happens with a lot of people who listen to that advice or took a year out away from relationships and mingling and stuff like that. Like, I guarantee when they got through that year, they feel like there's still more room to go, because only so much happens in a year, I believe. Some people heal quicker than others, or there's obviously exceptions, obviously, like that, right? But you can, if you've been through narcissistic abuse, you can still be very heavily damaged after a year. All right, you can still be very heavily damaged. I'm not saying there's no cure, there's no answer. God is the cure, the universe is the cure. There's cures to heal this from you, right? It's just and the process, the cure, I believe, is the process, right? The cure is adjusting, going through the process, going through the emotional realms in your mind, heart, and soul. Like, and it happens through the process, the natural occurrence of life as you go through it. As long as you're not mixed up with more toxic people, distractions and stuff like that. That's why I think an allocated period of time, however long you deem it need to be necessary, that I believe that being a low move empath is very crucial. You see, you like, the thing is you can be this in this day and age, the way technology is, social media, work, things like that. You may have to see people every day, but you can still be kind of reserved. Okay, like, you may do things on social media and you have to respond, or you have to do calls, or you do this. Like, I speak to people in my day-to-day life, like I even communicate with you, all of you ladies and gents, in the comment section, things like that, right? But it's at a distance. Okay, I'm not saying I'm going to do this forever, right? I'm not going to do this forever, but I'm very meticulous in who I'm letting in my life now, right? And I believe that it's very beneficial to be this way, because it's a long route to awareness of knowing that. Okay, it's a long route to awareness of knowing that. All right. Naturally, natural inclination is you want to be around people, you want to be around, but when people are not worthy, do not accompany them. All right, don't accompany them. You know, if you know, the more you go through the birth of the awakening, but you wake up to more and more toxicity. That's something that's a reoccurring theme with many survivors who I talk to. They see narcissists in other areas of their life. Okay, they see narcissists in other areas of their life, and that's part of your awakening as well. That's part of your awakening as well. So just understand that you do develop such a knowing about yourself and an awareness about yourself, and you enhance and you develop and you grow and you ascend and you become the best version of yourself. Really, that's what I all encourage you to become, is to become that best version of yourself, right? And it happens through being alone, right? Being with someone, trying to heal through people is not the answer, right? I've seen people do it. I know it's the natural inclination, but I'm trying to warn you about that. And you may have to go through it where you let your guard down, you let other people in, and then you get bitten, or you see narcissists again, or toxic individuals again. This is how it is. This is how it works. So anyway, thanks for listening today. I really appreciate the support. Please book a session if you like to. You may donate or support to the channel if you want to. Check out the main channel for more content. My podcast is now on Spotify. All links you need are in the description box below. If you would like access to over 100 exclusive videos, daily uploads and custom video requests, join my membership program at zionmembership.com. Links also in the description box below. There's a 3-day free trial and you can cancel at any time. All content is made by me with no ties to any organisation or university. Your support truly keeps us going. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.